This is Muscle Central and I'm Michael Diamond. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, looks like we're going to finally see Behrooz Tabani on the Olympia stage. Word is that he has gotten his visa. Now, I remember about a week and a half ago hearing Milos on the Menace podcast saying that things were looking very good and he's very optimistic about this year. And just a few days ago on the Menace podcast, Milos was saying that Tabani was told to come down, bring his papers with him, which pretty much told us it was going to happen. Okay, he has a little less than 7 weeks to go before the Olympia. I'm sure Milos wants to have him here as quick as possible to continue his prep. Milos said on the podcast that he's actually going to has to be out of the country for a week or so. I'm not sure the time span. Dennis James already jumped in, says that just make the arrangements. He'll pick him up at the airport. He'll bring him to his house. He will stay there. He'll watch over him, training, feeding, everything. So things are looking very, very good for Behrooz. You have to, he's dark horse, wild card, whatever term you want to use. You gotta watch this guy. Not only did he just beat a good Nathan DeAsher and a good William Bonac, it was less than a year ago he placed second behind Samson Dowder. Right off the top of my head, I can't remember whether it was Romania or Prague, but either way, there were people that had Tabani over Samson in that show. This was shortly after the Olympia. This is a third place Olympian, ranked third in the world. Tabani, he qualified to 2 previous years. It wasn't his fault that he wasn't on the Olympia stage. He couldn't get into this country. And it wasn't only the U.S. that he couldn't get into. There were a few other shows that he couldn't get into the country to compete. But with all that going on, he was still prepping up to the last minute and shows that he had no idea whether he will be able to step on stage. He never took his foot off the pedal. That shows a strong mindset. Where am I going with this? 2 previous years, he qualified for the Olympia, and his chances of stepping on Olympia stage were taken away from him. I'm sure he has a fire burning inside him. Obviously, he's able to push himself up until the last minute, not knowing whether he's going to actually compete or not. Knowing that he's finally get on the Olympia stage, I bet you that fire is an inferno. We've seen him standing side by side with Samson, so we know he can stand with the best in the world. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens come Olympia when Behrooz Tabani finally steps on the stage. I have a gut feeling that somebody that we might be expecting to be in that top 6 is going to end up being very upset, and we just might see Behrooz Tabani in that top 6, or dare I say, a little better. I'm not going to go too far with it. All all I got to say is that I'm happy to see that after all this time, after all these qualifications, Behrooz Tabani will finally be on the Olympia stage this year. Okay, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, please let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.